I'd say 90% of what we're growing now, we're growing plastic. Even down to sweet corn and okra, as you can see. And big reason we do that is just weeds, water, and yield. Even with sweet corn, the yield is unparalleled. I mean, you can plant the best genetics out there on bare ground, and you can plant them on plastic. Not only will they outgrow, but they outperform by a long shot. But out of everything that we grow on plastic, I think there's only 3 or 4 things that we transplant. Obviously strawberries, tomatoes, peppers. We do a little bit of eggplant, but it's not really even hardly worth mentioning. And that's the only things I'm thinking of right now. Everything else we seed direct into the plastic. And I get a lot of questions about this, so I'm going to go and show you the seeder that I use. I'm fixing to plant some half-runner green beans, and I'll show you how it works, what it is and how it works. So there's 3 ways that we plant on the plastic. One is by hand. Cantaloupes, watermelons, summer squash, these are all things that we do relatively small quantities of. But even if I was doing a half acre, that half acre would be borderline as to whether it would be worth me hooking up the planter. As far as mechanical plantings, we've got 2 spacings that we use. For the 5-inch spacing, this is the planter that we use right here. I have planted acres and acres with this seeder. This is what I seed: cucumbers, snap beans, half-runner beans, purple hull peas, sweet corn. It all gets planted with this. This is called a Polyplanter Junior, and I think there's several companies out there that sell them now. This one was bought from Ferris Farm in Pennsylvania. They're the original manufacturer of the Polyplanter. They make the large Polyplanter as well, and the large Polyplanter goes on the back of a tractor, and it is very similar to this. You can get all kinds of different spacings for the wheels, but the wheels are very, very expensive. That's one of the more expensive pieces of the planter. You can get anywhere from 5 up to, I think, like 48-inch spacing on the wheels, but they're thousands of dollars for the wheels. It has a monoceum meter on it, runs off the PTO, does a phenomenal job of singulating. I made a video last year of actually planting pumpkins on bare ground, or not bare ground, but on no-till with the Polyplanter, the large Polyplanter. So it's very versatile. This Polyplanter Junior push planter here, you can plant land bare ground with it. I would venture to say you wouldn't do any no-tilling unless it was very muddy, but it's got a roll. It's not really a plate planter, it's a roll planter, and I'm trying to think of what it would be similar to as far as farm equipment goes. Nothing is really coming to mind, but it right here is the meter, and as these spikes come around, it drops a seed or 2 seeds or however you've got it set into the spike. Spike punches a hole, opens, and comes out, and then it snaps it to knock the dirt off of it or out of it, as the case may be. So it's not really all that simple, but at the same time it kind of is. So the classic Polyplanter click that they do, and the large Polyplanters do it too, but I'm gonna go out here and plant a couple rows of half runners and let y'all see this thing work if I can manage this thing with one hand. Y'all don't judge me for my plastic. I got a big wad of grass in the plastic layer. Screwed me all up, but it happens. So if you're a small farm like us, I really hate the term market gardener because I've never seen a 20-acre garden, but if you're a small operation like us, this is not a bad way to go if you've got to do multiple small succession plantings of, you know, quarter to half an acre, even an acre. Right here, this block of plastic that the guys are working in right now, pulling some weeds with the sweet corn, half runners, just all mixed up. I planted that in one afternoon with that polyplanter junior. So, and this is a full acre, half an acre per section. So it kind of in some ways is a lot of work, but it saves a whole lot of work, because there's been a time when we planted cucumbers, poked seeds in by hand, and that is work. This thing does a phenomenal job of singulating cucumbers, even, believe it or not. This particular model, if you buy one like this, it has adjustable spacings and adjustable depths, and it came with every seed plate that they offer. If you buy one like this, you're looking at, I think, $800 to $900. That was pre-inflation when I bought this, so they may be over $1,000 now, I'm not sure, but I have gotten my money and then some out of it. So anyway, I just thought I would hopefully try to answer some questions there, and if I didn't cover anything about it, please drop it in the comments, and I do try to get back to all the comments. I appreciate y'all watching. I'll see you next time.